Star County Kings 010, come on. We about to do it again. Let's get it. I'm about to do it again. Come on. I'm about to do it again. Come on. I'm about to do it again. Come on. Look. Don't nobody keep it fresh like me. Damn right, it's Lone Star or the SPIT. I'll break down the beat, bring the track to his knees. I'm nowhere close to God, but these streets love me. No one on your corner be this vicious on the mic. I'm like Jordan with his Wheaties, you like Grant Hill on Sprite. Them coppers can't stop us, sweeter than Betty Crocker. Daytime or night, I'm rocking my hater blockers. Creeping on the come up like I'm Bone Thugs in Harmony. Feeling like I'm Puppet Combs, ain't nobody stopping me. Move deeper in the birds, the feds still watching me. My Celsius is 1,000, ain't nobody hot as me. You say you higher than a plane, well I'm out the galaxy. You rolling up that regular, I'm chiefing on astronomy. Float like carpets, aim and bang targets. Hungry for this throne like I'm king of the Spartans. I'm good, look, I'm about to do it again, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on. Look, I stand like the man that I'm supposed to. Slackers won't stop my progress cause I'm focused. Red carpet star stunted, hold up, ain't no close up. Max level, no limit, training like a soldier. Real name is biblical, archangel general. Post like a podium, but move like petroleum. Glide when I fly by, like a bird I'm so high. Cruising through these city streets, I'm leaning when I ride by. Rappers run their mouth out, rip every last one of you. Still to this day, star skills are untouchable. Blow sets, relieve stress, sip tea and play Cheshire King's corner, bad step. Checkmate, now who's next? Observe and analyze, combine and strategize. Understand to overcome, so my money multiplies. Still putting God first, praying to the heaven skies. I'm working on my stamina, I'm fully energized. Yes, and I'ma do this till the day I die. Rhymes like forensic files, cause I bring the homicide. Boy, you need to kill yourself, cause when you flow the suicide, I be the respirator, keeping lyrics alive. Let's get it, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on. Look, in case you didn't know, understand, look, I be the best. I'm more seasoned than the Jeffrey Dahmer dinner guest. With more bars than you can make soap out of zest. I'm fully clean, county king on my conquest. A true champ, cause I conquer every contest. Back with my pen and pad, still so incredible. Star spits poison, my flows are unedible. Every time you elevate, I still stay ahead of you. I travel far while your mental stuck here on earth. My brain's a planet and my thoughts are the universe. A born leader, why you scared? I'ma do it first. I go hard, putting all of me in every verse. Years ago, God blessed me on this very turf. 11/7/1982, that be my date of birth. A born prince, raised to a county king. I never fell from my throne, but I've been through some things. But my struggles made me stronger and my strength has made me smarter. So I focus on my mentality and I go farther. Lone Star stays flaming, body like a human torch. They say sky's the limit, well I reach for God's torch. Let's get it, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on. Look. Yeah, I'm back and I still do my thing. Cloud 9 when I glide higher than a paper plane. But I still stay focused, never stutter, spitting flames. County king, representer, look, star be the name. I sit back and twist up, watch the sun lift up. All I wanna do is get this money, man, and stock up. Pigs never mind they biz, got my brother locked up. Was down for a minute, but you know I always pop up. Pressing blanks on a paper chase, I'm setting shop up. My rap stay be crack, hit that third, bring it back. Like a train, I'm on the track, sharper than a thumbtack. I'm kinda like autumn, so rappers need to fall back. I flow with the seasons, spring, summer, winter. These are my thoughts as my world you have entered. So buckle up, enjoy the ride, don't worry, cause I'm by your side. And I also fly them county kings be right on time. Yep, I'm about to do it again, come on. I'm about to do it again, come on, come on. All right. Thank you all for your patience. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to it. So, let me see something here. Let me just do that right there. Then let me go ahead and get everything going. All right. So, much respect to everybody. Much respect to everybody who is tuning in. Just want to make sure that we are working on all cylinders. Okay. And everything is up. Good, good. All right, let me turn this. There we go. All right, all right. Welcome back to
Logic Man Talk. All right, let's get it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick back up on this. Again, the main aspects that I do want to focus on and let the sisters talk a lot more on this one is I want to go ahead and make sure that the main thing that I focus on is how one can come through struggle, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get back to this. Now let's rock out. I digress. My mic is muted. Let me turn this down just a little. There we go. Okay, let's rock out.
Who came up with that concept?
You know, I got a great team at Empire. We brainstormed on how to like really just, promote the album and also give back. I'm heavy on that, like giving back to the city. So
I'm with that. That's good. Like, instead of throwing his clothes out, let's just take these designer clothes, Jordans.
He said, really?
Maybe even like an Xbox or something.
How about throwing
Bring it
her
to the
clothes
drive.
out?
One time, you start your own drive, Mano.
Yeah, try me. One time, a guy
Her
put my
clothes
clothes in a bathtub and said he was gonna set it on fire.
oh my God.
What happened?
did you do, sis?
I just came home. I was like, "Why are my clothes in the bathtub?"
What did you do that made
Yeah,
him
that
do
was-
hurt
that?
his heart.
We don't want to talk about
You
this. It's
hurt
all
his
about Tink. So
heart.
Tink, have you ever had a situation where a guy was super upset about something that you did or something that he discovered?
Of course. But at the most, nobody's ever like threw my clothes out. I had my phone smashed before.
Now that's a violation. Did you have a
Yeah.
second phone?
He was angry.
He was
very
angry. I
angry.
had to go and get.
Have you guys ever gone through those type of things? I've gone through like a slight, I got punched in my chest and pushed, and then she stormed out the door before, But again, you remember earlier when I was speaking about it, right? So let me hit this a little bit better. So earlier, as I was speaking about it, I was talking about what people consider to be toxic, right? And excuse me, I'm sorry, I have a heartburn. People consider certain things to be toxic. Now, what I've always known, at least from, the area I'm from and everything else, toxic generally consists of exactly what she's talking about, like the going through the phones and all of that. I personally never really went through those parts of it. I never went through the like putting hands on each other, because I'll step off. Like, generally what happens is if something's really getting heated, I step smooth off. Even if I'm being cussed out on the way out, I would rather be cussed out while getting out of that situation as opposed to try to stay in that situation and think I'm about to make something work or happen. No. All it's going to do is escalate itself, you see? So let's keep on listening. So that's definitely something that I've noticed as far as what degree do you consider toxic? Like, there are folks like me. I would even say arguing too much, right? Like just a consistent bickering, that can be considered toxic, right? I would say, no, I'll just leave it at that for right now. Let's just listen to the sisters rock out. Salute the Tink.
Get a new phone.
Did he pay for it?
He did not. She said he did not. But he was upset. So that's like the most I've seen. I got to smash the phone. So it was all cracked up.
Oh, that's messed up. Man, you smashed the phone before I could look at your face and tell. Because he was looking like, so.
He's like, that's light work.
That's nothing.
I
That's
would,
nothing.
I would say I have. I
What
do
would make
admit
you smash a woman's phone?
anger.
Well, but why? What's the motive behind the anger? What triggered
I
that?
don't really recall. You was doing what?
Now, I'll speak of two instances. And mind you, this is like very much so spread out, and not only is it spread out, it's something that's like, I don't even know how to put it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Some things I just let me just keep it simple. I remember two instances, right? shout out to the mother of my child, right? As far as just things I remember going through, you know, and things she remembers going through. We both definitely have grown since our encounter, you know, since our encounter. And the reason why I'm going to speak about it just a teeny bit, I ain't giving it too much now, is to give a personal example of how, yeah, you can go through something that's like toxic or bad, but it doesn't have to ruin your forever view of what love is or can be in your life. You see, you can go through something bad, and that could be the setup for something so great that does occur, right? So, you know, these two quick stories, right? It's pretty funny to me. I laugh at it, I do. I remember it was this one time we were driving back, I believe, from the studio or a show. It was one of the two. Because she used to go with me to all my little gigs and stuff, right? Really trying to make sure I ain't doing nothing, but you know how that go. But she also was my biggest supporter. I give her that. So I can't take the credit away. Salute to that. And I remember we were coming back from the studio, and it was something I just was like, it was a long day. It's late at night. It's around, no, it's a little bit later than this, right? And it's late at night, and all I wanted was some peace, right? So I'm up here, man. I'm driving the car. I'm trying to play some music. She keeps turning it down. She wants to talk. I'm making it clear to her. I'm like, let's just kind of chill for right now. So we pull up at the driveway, right? So we pull up, we get back, and I remember I went on ahead. My spliff was out because I was driving. So I went on ahead. Now I'm home. I'm in the driveway. I go ahead, open my little ashtray in the car, and I pull it out. Soon as I pulled it out and I tried to light it, she snatched it out my hand, right? And then she flicked it over her side of the window. She's on the passenger side because I was driving. And she throws it. Mind you, it's snow. It's a bunch of snow, but it lands right there on the top. So I'm like, girl, you play too much. So I get out the car and I go walk to it. So I'm on the driver's side. I go walk right to it. As soon as I pick it up, man, pop, smooth. I mean, crack me right in my eye. We fall in the snow. The snow's real deep. Now we wrestling and rolling in the snow. I'm just trying to get her off me. We get back to the car, and then I turn the inside car light on. We ain't even going in the house just yet. So I turn the inside car light on, and my eye was bleeding because she had a ring on. So when she hit me, it, you know, just broke the skin. So I went on ahead. I looked in the rear view mirror with the light on, and I said, damn. I said, okay, you got a little kick to you, I see. She didn't even realize, and I didn't realize I was playing into something so toxic at that moment. We were in our early to mid 20s. I didn't realize how toxic that moment was. Mind you, we went like another 9 or 10 years after that. But I just totally brushed it off. Why? Because I actually never seen toxic before, so I never really knew how to identify it. It took quite a few instances of me going through an actual toxic circumstance for me to actually get it. You know what? This is something that's not conducive. It took a while. And so when I was thinking about it from earlier, right? And I'm like, I then thought about it. These things can happen based upon trial and error. You just trying to figure it out, right? And why you think her music is so dope and it's so deep now? And there's so many people that gravitate to it. I didn't know about her until a little bit later on. You know, I'm one of those, I don't, keep up too much. I kind of always find out about them after they've been out 2, 3, 4 years. But why you think that her music is so deep to people? Because of what it is that she was able to transfer and make into a purpose for herself. Let's listen.
You did what? You did what? Give me this phone. I'm paying for it anyway.
Oh, that's messed up.
Did he go?
Did he go through it?
Did he go through your phone and he got upset?
Yeah, it was one of them.
Have you went through a man's phone before?
You know that?
I have, but not.
Now, I know that I'm not, but we have to pay attention to that part, right? She asked, did he go through your phone and get upset? And she said, yeah. Why? So the thing is that a lot of this trial and error, at times, we subconsciously don't even know that we just might be in a toxic circumstance. And we don't even recognize a lot of times how possibly we can be contributing to the toxic circumstance. I don't know what it was. Look, it could have just been something so normal that was just her producer saying, hey, be at the studio at this time. And he just one of them guys that just insecure and flips out. It could have just been that. Or it could have been a lot more, you see? But with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and rock out. Let's keep on listening. Dope ass discussion. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Right now, the time is 9:53 p.m. East Coast Standard Time.
Recently, y'all, that would leave you sick.
Oh.
You know, I'm one of those people like, man, when I notice something ain't right, I can't eat. So I'm not trying to see. I don't really want to discover anything. If I see,
I'm gonna let it play. That is very real. It's just something about when you're experienced, you just know. You can't always put your finger quite on it, but you just know. You just know. And then a lot of times what can happen is when you know and you express that you do, you already know it's not always received in a very good light, Just like how a woman can know this dude ain't worth nothing. It's just something. She just knows. Same thing. It's just something sometimes that dude can just know. Can't put his finger on it, nothing. But just knows. Let's keep on rocking out. Yeah. That spiritual. And that usually comes with those of us who are spiritually connected. It's not about always you tripping, you lunching. Mm-mm. We know when the spirit is speaking to us and directing us. It's wild. Let's go.
see it and God showed me, cool.
Yeah.
But I'm not searching the phone. I feel like that's you know it's in there.
Sometimes God will
You
be
asking
like,
for
put
it.
the phone over his face while he's sleeping. Open
Ooh.
it.
Is that what God says, Angela?
I never did that.
Is that what-
I don't have that.
Is that what God
I know
says,
that was
Angela?
tried on me many times.
All right, cool beans. So, and again, I have to be objective to all of these things, right? I have to speak on all of the angles of it. She said, you know what's in it. So, I get it. She pulled away from a toxic situation. But when you pulled away from the toxic situation, were your hands completely clean? Like, I can honestly say, like, that would never be a response of mine. Like, yeah, if anything, it would be she went through my phone, and that was like the 4th or 5th time. I got tired of going through that. And every time she does, she doesn't find anything. That more so should be a response of, And I'm just saying it, somebody genuinely, like, now she said that she just kind of fell back from relationships. She's focused on her career. But when you do get back to that point and you do want love, that should never be the case. Now, then, even down to, we have to think about it. There are steps that lead up to that. What was taking place for a person to feel like, man, I got to see what's going on in your phone? I don't agree with that. I don't care to know, my lady's phone code. No, I don't care to know none of that. I just pay attention to routine and pattern. And that routine and pattern, like how you treat me, how you respond. When those things change, that's when generally, because like usually what's going on, right? That's a typical normal response from somebody who is accustomed to being treated a certain way in a relationship. And then from that point, that's where the communication needs to come in. But on some real talk though, like she said, what's in it. So that means that she's admitting, is she? How about this? I'm asking, is she admitting? Yeah, like, hey, it is what it is. Like, it's going to be like, I might have heard a D pick or something here and there. I don't know. I'm only going by what her response was to that. You smell me now? So let's go ahead and see what we got. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you all for tuning in. The time is now 9:58 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's go.
You wake up like,
why
why is the phone above my face?
Yeah.
Okay. Do your eyes have to be open for when God tells you that to put the phone over there?
No, I never did it.
I
was
learned
kidding.
my lesson from the finger, because that was done to me.
Somebody
Remember
took
the
your finger. You must have been
Yes.
passed out.
Yes, out.
I always wonder, do men go through phone?
Again, like I can't front. Like, I know I'm going to sound like that dude that's just so boring. I'm hearing everybody at the table talking about how they got all this dirt in their phone. I guess while in a relationship. Yo, like, once you're at that point, and if you're with someone and it's you and that person, you shouldn't have no whole bunch of this or that. Now, I get it, Sometimes we have what's called the archives. I get it. But like, should nobody be upset if you can clear as day show, like, no, look at the date. That was 3 years ago. We only been together 9 months or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that's like up to date, I would think that's what somebody would be getting upset about. And we've all seen those like little, don't you know, the little shows, right? That they have those little, it's like the little short jumps where the dudes be in the street and they get the couples to stop, right? And when they get the couples to stop, they like, hey, switch each other's phones. Now, I would ask most people, if you're dealing with someone or anything right now, this very moment, if someone asked you to switch your phone, how would you be nervous? I honestly can say mine is quite boring. And the only reason why is because chasing women is just not my drive, primarily because I've never been really in a position to where I had to chase women, I just always been one of the type, I know how to put myself in the right positions. And then, generally from there, okay, all right, let's see what happens, right? But I don't do all the like running around trying to hop on everything. Oh yeah, some ladies up here. And nah, man, that's some geeking stuff, huh? And you just come off like a typical thirsty dude. That's not my move. I'd rather stay right here in my small little corner with just a couple of people, you know what I'm saying? And do my own thing. Those who attract are those who will attract to it. Well, let's get back to the video so I don't get too steered off. Let's go. But I just love to holler at y'all, just rap and kick it, right? Let's do it.
I don't.
Man,
Have you never been?
No, I never
always
went
wonder.
through nobody's phone. I just got too much pride.
Yeah,
I feel like if I do that, that's a deep, dark place that I don't need to be.
exactly.
So you
Tink said
never-
she's grown past that.
yeah.
I had a guy go through my
Wanna
phone
discover
though,
it.
I have too.
and I never respected him after that.
Yeah, like it's just
Yeah.
I'm like a sucker if I did that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Ange told me about that. She was really pissed.
Now, two of those things can be right at the same time, and I do agree with it. The sucker part, and when she said I didn't respect them. Like, that's the main reason why that's not my thing. It's just something about it. I know that instantly, like all respect is lost. I know that instantly. Like, it's nothing to think about, Don't mind me. I'm just trying to fix myself. All right, bad. And it's nothing to think about on that. Certain things, you being that dude that's like popping out the medicine cabinet, climbing up the balcony 3 stories. Lakeisha. Now, if you seek answers, you seek answers. I think anybody in any circumstance of a relationship does deserve at least some kind of formals of answers, but all the extra crazy shit. So it's wild because what I'm hearing is like, I don't know. It's like, I see why people don't really trust like that. Like, these are all folks that you would think, right? That because of their position, everything, like, it should be nothing. Like, you should be in a beautiful place in life where, you're a prominent figure, large following, whole 9, glamorous, handsome, whatever it is, all of these things. But I'm hearing them speak just like everybody else I hear around the way. And so then that's what lets me know it's really not that much different. The numbers, the likes, the status. That's why I've never been one about clout. It don't mean nothing. What means something should be yourself. You should be what means something. But sticking to the point of what I'm making right now, I'm being real. Like, I don't care how church or boring it sounds. Like, why y'all got so much stuff in your phone? I remember an ex of mine went through my phone. She actually knew the passcode, I guess, maybe just sitting close to her, typing it in. She did a little peeking. So I remember one day I came out my room and she went through my phone, right? She was going through my phone. And I remember she had such the biggest attitude. Now, I want y'all to peep. This is how I knew it wasn't going to work with that person. Dead ass. When I came out the room, she threw my phone to me. Thank goodness I had a good case on it, because it did. I tried to catch it. It hit the ground. And I said, why'd you throw my phone to me like that? She said, whatever. And then she kind of scratched her head like this and did that. And then she left. So then later on, come to find out, what I realized is that she actually, because we got to talking, this is how I found out. She actually was upset because she swore up and down, because of today's society, because of being in groups and talks like that right there. She swore I had to have something else going on. And I didn't. Didn't have nothing else going on. It was just me and her. When she threw my phone to me, I didn't know she actually was pissed because she swore she was about to go through my phone and give her big spiel about, I knew it. And it's like, no, it's not the case. So once I realized through like deeper discussions and really being with that person, I realized like, nah, man, Now that is toxic. Like, you real deal, like, you're upset because you didn't find anything. You know, you would think that that would be the reason why there would be like, I mean, I would think that coming out the room, I should have been greeted with the hug. Seriously. I should have been greeted with, that's my man. No. Because it's so set and fixed in our mind that, let's just be for real. If a relationship, for the most part, like on a 90 some odd % level, the whole 80-20 is out the window for the most part. It does still exist, but it's a lot more rare. Let's just say it's a little harder to find. Like Nintendo games, you got to find that collector that's, you know, special, keeps it, right? They're not just everywhere. So when we know that genuine relationships are so difficult to come across, and when we know that usually the narrative are discussions just like this, generally when people are listening to relationship type information, I'm just, you know, it's just something that I've observed. It's nothing. It's just what I've seen. I sit back and I look and I'm like, okay, this person's saying that person. All right, this person just, and it's like, I just peep it. I see it. For something that's supposed to be so healthy, like relationships is supposed to be like intimate relationships between a man and a woman. That's supposed to be something so healthy, so sacred, so honorable, something that you love to brag about. It's supposed to be what's the bomb.com in your life. And then I just, you know, I wonder, like, how come the only time, for the most part, I'm just saying for the most part, not every time always, but more cases than not, I hear people who speak about love from a traumatizing aspect. When there's so much love out here, and it's so much that we could acquire. But if only we seek that information in the places in which there are people who real deal live that, you see? I don't know, it's just wow. Let's keep on listening. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you all for tuning in to Logical Man Talk. The time right now is 10:10 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Let's go.
Pissed about it too.
Yeah, you go through
Somebody
my phone.
went
That's
through
so
your phone.
corny.
She's like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
such a
not cool.
violation.
Yeah, it is. Because
Yeah.
then you don't know. I could have been planning a surprise party for you.
Tink, have you ever had a man go through your
Or
phone before?
somebody else.
No, I haven't.
Okay, it's cool.
Now let's talk about the song "Toxic" because you said even though I knew you was toxic, I still fucked you.
Ooh.
All right, so
High risk.
Yeah, it's honest. This album is so honest, and it's just like, you know, I kept it all the way real. So
A real question, because over here is all about elevation and logic. If I myself know that I'm in a state of peace, I know overall that's what I am and what I consist of. There they go again messing with me. Yeah, there they go again messing with me. Let me do this. Hold on. I'm gonna do this. There we go. Yeah, they messing with me again. Don't worry. I'm gonna play the video. If I know I'm in a state of peace, and if I know that I'm somebody that seeks someone who is of what it is that I am, how do we as people, and I'm asking all of us this, myself included, how do we keep coming across those who don't have our best interest in mind? What is it about those beginning phases and stages in which we're dealing with someone, and what is it exactly that we ignore? Or is it that we didn't ignore it? We saw it from Jump Street, but maybe we really did yearn for the vision of what we always knew we wanted, right? And that's a healthy relationship. Maybe we just always yearn for that, right? And so we can find ourselves at times, let's say, putting up with more than what we should. Now, this is another part of it, right? Let's also keep in mind that I do believe I will speak for myself, okay? So me speaking for myself, I know that there have been so many instances in which, I'm talking about in life period, where I was forgiven. I was given another chance. And I'm talking about like from school, jobs, whatever, friendships, anything. Life. Almost could have passed away. Thank you, God, right? So it's tough for me to just, unless you're like doing something truly directly detrimental and harmful and violent. I don't know. It's just something about me where it's like life didn't walk away from me so many times. Like it's so many times where I did, and I do remember asking for that chance, right? And it was granted. So it's like, I got a real hard time with, even if I feel like I was wrong, I don't know. It's like not saying let somebody keep doing you dirty. Like, again, it's difficult to word right now, but let's just say I have a heart. Because when I needed one, life was pumped back into me. So I don't know. That's just my side of it. Let's go. Look, push one if you can, somebody, Instagram or YouTube if you can hear the video, because it's playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if somebody that you knew, everybody was like, it ain't.
Yeah, and that's how we are as women. We always have to kind of test the waters. Like, I heard about it, but I got to see if it's real. It's
right.
one of those situations.
But sometimes we also think people will be different with us. Right?
Damn.
Is that why we do that, Tink? I'm about to call Tink toxic. Is that what?
right.
Is that why we do that, Tink?
No, I think that's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. You're like, because I'm me, and like he went through what he went through, and it was who he was.
Yeah, we always think we can change a person. And I believe, the right person will change, but.
Mm-mm. And that's another very dangerous part. Let's talk about that right there. We always think we can change a person. When you come into a relationship, the reason why the very last thing you should ever be thinking about is, can you change that person? It's because there shouldn't be anything about to change. Like when somebody's for you, think about it, right? We would say like, God is good. Thank you, God. You gotta be that person at one, right? If you would say, thank you, God, this has to be the person for me, then why would you want to change anything about what we should know was sent perfectly designed just for you? So I believe that that's where a lot of little glitches can come in as well. The last thing I ever think about when I'm established, in a relationship at that point is, I want you to change. And one thing my dad told me, now maybe this is just one of those old, I guess you can say, outdated statements or whatever. But when I hear this, it did take me back to it. So I remember riding in the car with my father. We just having man talk. I was a teenager then. It was a long time ago. And he said to me, he said, son, when a man gets with a woman, We get with that woman and we don't ever want her to change. We want her to stay just like how she is, talking about like, everything. But he says, then when a woman gets with a man, generally they get with that man to try to change them. And he said that's where a lot of divorces come in. I remember hearing my father say that when I was like, I think I had to been about between 15 and 17. Because I remember he was bringing me back from basketball practice and we were talking. But it's like, it's crazy how like, the things that you hear and it hits and it just kind of sticks, right? But I remember him telling me that. I can tell you right now, the person that is for you, there's nothing you're going to want to change about them. You're not, that's the last thing that's going to come to your mind. Because you're going to be so consumed and engulfed in loving everything about them. You're not even going to you're only going to be thinking to yourself, you're so perfect just for me, not for the world, just for me and only me. That's usually how that works out. Let's keep listening.
It ain't going to be because of a woman. It'll be because he wants to. Right, Mato? Because Mato's looking for love.
Yeah, I am, sort of, maybe, kind of.
You are.
You think that a woman can make you change because you had settled down?
Life experiences make you change. You got to get to a place where you want to change, right? No one person is going to change you. You understand? You have to want to change. You have to be in that place.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying so hard to let the daggone thing play. Choice of words. Fellas, just like how we know what word is so distasteful to women? Submit. What is a much better option? A woman that just works with you, cooperates, don't work against me, right? Or us, if we have something we're building. This whole thing, do you think a woman can get you to change? The number one thing that woman should be so attracted to you the most is how steadfast you are in your position and who you are as a man. So there should be nothing that she wants to change now. Again, choice of words. I believe what possibly is trying to be advocated here is, are you willing to adapt and adjust? Believe it or not, people actually view adapting, adjusting, like, for example, you're used to living on your own. You and your significant other now merge and get a place together, right? Okay. When that takes place, you've been so accustomed to living exactly how you live, how you leave things, put things, and she has as well. Are you willing to now merge that, you see? And how well will it work out when it comes to the little things around the house? Things of that nature. Let's keep listening. I thank you all for tuning in. This is Logical Man's Talk. Respect to you all. The time right now is 10:20 p.m. East Coast Standard Time.
And you know what? I'm done with it. I'm tired of these strip clubs. I'm over it. I want to change. Tired of these prostitutes.
Whoa.
No, he's speaking true. He's speaking it's true.
I don't know if the average man is dealing with prostitutes,
But you know something? Possibly yes. Why is that? The reason why I believe that can absolutely be the case, because us as men coming out the gate, we're not given the proper information. Let me just do a quick check over here. Let me see something right now. There we go. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Usually think about it, right? Take like a young man who fresh out of high school, in college, doing the damn thing, and he has a lot going for him. That young man is usually never told, find you a wife now. We're never told that. So when he says, yeah, I think I'm gonna give up the life, the prostitutes and all of that, I believe that to be the case with a lot of us. I'm not going to say most, but a nice number. Because really think about it, fellas. How many of us do you hear coming out of college? Going into college or what have you? We're told, find you a wife. You know what we're told? Nah, man. Do your thing. Have some fun, date, mingle, all of that. We're told to, live your life. And then you know what happens for a lot of us? We wound up having stories like that. And then you know what can take place? You can come across an awesome woman who you get to telling her stuff like that. And she like, nah, you disqualified. Because I wasn't living that life. I don't want to hear about you being with a lot of guys, we be thinking that every woman takes us bragging about how many women we slept with as a good thing. If you yourself do not like to hear, yeah, I had like 80 dudes. What makes you think she wants to hear that you had 80, 100 something, whatever it is, women? What makes you think that? And I'm talking about the quality women. First of all, everybody don't count in this discussion that I'm speaking about. I'm talking about a certain grade and up. That woman not going to want to deal with you. You got too many bodies. You want to know why? Because she guards her chastity. She guards the respect of her integrity and her morals. She might have raised a certain way, just like you might have been raised a certain way. Or not. She probably came up in the polar opposite, but she learned from her environment growing up and chose to say, I don't want to pass the curse on, not to my body or my children. How much of servitude you can be to that woman, but not just to her. You know how you tell her that you can be of servitude to her? Allow her to just sit back and observe you from afar and see how much you are of servitude to everything around you. Because the man that a woman sees is clearly a vital aspect, a vital pillar in the community, she knows that you're going to do for her. So it's without saying. You can't just sitting around doing nothing. You can't just think, well, I can dress and get fly. Okay, cool. You've never seen the instance where somebody dresses and gets fly, and then they open a monkey ass mouth and say the dumbest stuff and just ruin the whole circumstance? It is, you fresh, you clean. You want to know why? Because what we're speaking about is what is supposed to be substantiated of long term. Now, if what you guys want is the fly by night, think about it. You're on Instagram now. It's endless of that. It's endless of the fly by night. You'll get that 24/7. Now, if you want the longevity, then you need to recognize it will be something that you have to sit on a lot more. It's something you have to think about. And it's going to be work that has to be put in. And you know where most of the work has to be put in? With yourself first. You have to come into the relationship whole, complete, within yourself. You have to know who you are. And I thank you all for tuning in. Much respect. What's good to you? All right now. Salute to the Instagram family as well. The time right now is 10:25 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's get back to the video.
Tired of these escorts?
I don't know if the average man is dealing with escorts. But do you agree with his statement that he just said?
I do. I didn't see it all.
Yeah,
okay. They dealing with escorts. Yeah. Quietly.
That's right.
Now, let's talk about this for a second, though, for the women here, taking accountability. Because we call these guys toxic, but sometimes we're the toxic ones. Tink,
sometimes.
What have you done that's been toxic?
You know what? I will say this, like, not that I like to do it, but women play mind games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's toxic in a way. And I don't want to just, make myself sound like a demon or nothing, but we know the trigger words when a man is something about a man that he might find insecure or something. You gotta like trigger and play with him. That's toxic. Yeah, that's toxic. Or
Nah, absolute big facts. And that was what I was talking about earlier. That's why I was saying, fellas, I promise you, when it comes to that whole tit for tat, you're not gonna win. We don't win on tit for tat with women. They that's the forte. First and foremost, we know a woman's superpower is not only in her nourishment, it's in the tongue. Now watch this. How do we know this? I don't know. Let's just go to this right here. I'm gonna pull this up. Wow. All right. A tiger's tongue is so strong that it can remove paint from walls and help remove the skin from flesh of its prey. The tongue has been classified as the second most dangerous tongue after the tongue of a woman. All right. The fact is, that's you all superpowers. A woman can call her man while he's at work and say one paragraph or just one thing and totally put that man on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. He got a pep in his step, the whole 9. You can just as easily send an even shorter text and completely throw that man's whole balance off for the rest of the week. That's how powerful. Most men don't want to admit that. They want to discredit it. I know how real it is. Why? Because I have more women in my family than men. Got more aunts than uncles and so on and so forth. That's your superpower. It ain't too much we can do with that. We might at times have a little bop, got a little jab in. We're not about to win that fight. You're going to crush all and everything that man thought he had going on. And he was about to go ahead and get you to be mad or jealous about. Nah, that shit ain't about to work. And that's something that I definitely recognize. Let me see something here. I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what they do with this. Let's go. They start messing with my live. I got to put it back down. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you for tuning in. Let me go ahead and set my banner back up. Let's see what we got right here. One second. Wow. Let's go.
Heavy, little, or whatever the case. Quick, you come quick, whatever. I get on that time, so when I have my days.
Damn.
She said when I have my days.
And it's a mind game because you know that shit gonna trigger them. So it's like you just playing with them, play with their mind.
I feel like women are very good with the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yep. Big facts. You will get tricked back at times if you're not sharp. Listen, I shit you not, even the sharpest of us, it can happen. Like if you think about it, even down to like in movies, like like the fantasy movies. Think about it, right? What they usually do is like when they have like the perfect, okay. Now, no, ladies, I'm not calling you her unless you like to be claimed that, but Medusa, right? What's the whole theme with Medusa? The voice draws you in. you can't help. You just gonna roll. You gonna go into that dark cave and you just gonna hear such an elegant, heavenly type of tone. And we all know what happens after that. Again, it's just an analogy. My point is the whole playing with a man's heartstrings. You know, it's wild because it's like, when I think about, for example, I know I'm gonna go off a little bit, superheroes. You got superheroes that are very strong and powerful, like a Hulk or something, right? Like it's just brute force. But then you have just as strong mutants, right? Superheroes, like Professor X or something. The telepathy, Jean Grey. She don't need to fight you physically. She'll just tap into your mind. I know. It's comic book, blah, 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 geeky. Follow what the analogy is. It's something about that superpower of the woman's tongue that a lot of times can be just as powerful as a man's brute physical force. I shit you not.
Saying certain things or poking at certain things.
Because we play innocent.
We
That's
do.
what she's
And
saying.
I think that's real. I think
you
that's
into that too, though.
this interview is by Tank. I mean, sorry, Tink. Let's interview
But yeah,
by
Jasmine
Tink.
was saying the other day, and this is what hurt a guy's feelings. She likes guys who are medium.
In terms of appearance and like just, you know, like
No,
I
I'm
don't
talking about
Is
penis
it-
size.
Medium cute.
Oh yeah, I like no
medium size.
I like medium cute. I like medium dick size.
I like that though. I feel that
Okay.
because the
Let's talk about
medium,
it.
the medium
Okay.
guys is like, if they too fine, you got to worry about. You got to worry
They high
about women.
risk.
They have risk.
They high risk, right?
If they got too much, you got to worry.
Tink, my
I feel
rationale is if they are super fine, they were cute in kindergarten.
Okay.
If they were cute in kindergarten, they've always had, you know.
Let me tell y'all a secret about that. Lean in a little close. Tell y'all a quick secret. If she is on that, like demanding you to be super extra this and that and everything else, like in size, you know what I'm saying? She's talking about she wants that whopper. If you notice, you know how she was saying, like, you know, like she ain't saying small, like we adults, you know what I'm saying? It's the late night, let's do it. The time right now was 10:34 p.m. East Coast Standard Time. Thank you for tuning in. Notice how she said that. You know what that's an indication of? It's a beautiful indication. That means that she still has walls. She ain't been all ran through. And she don't want somebody coming up in it. See, the women that want you to be like that whole cucumber and shit. Those are the ones that usually got that long track record. And my point is, it is what it is. Exactly how she just described that was smack on point. That is all in direct the indications of a woman that you already know 9 times out of 10, she takes care of herself and she's clean. You already know. It's nothing to think about on that. Man, listen, when they want you to do all this super duper extra stuff, that's for a reason. It's because they've had a lot of different experiences and now they're at the path of, I just got to keep trying things. I'm saying wife material wise, that's not what you want. Now, if you want to have some fun, hey, have a crack at it.
There's, you know, peers and the girls in the class, the teachers show them favoritism.
They're high risk.
They're high risk. So
yeah.
they've always been, you know, hey, oh, you little Johnny, so cute. Think about dealing with a guy that was 5 years old, that was cute at 5 years old, and then now he's 30. He's been cute his whole life.
Damn.
So he's used to being, you know, the
So you
favorite.
like mid?
I like mid.
mid.
Tink, what do you love?
I like that too. I think medium is nice. You know, you don't have to worry about too many women chasing. And then he's also still good, you know.
Yeah.
Still good to look at.
Well, shout out to all the media.
You know what's wild that I noticed that a lot of people do not speak about? A lot of people do not talk about a whole nother dynamic that comes with being turned on. Outside of, I guess what ladies say, the shape and size, and dudes saying spread the lips and show me some titties, you in your nightgown around the house. More than that person's looks, and more than, I guess, the sexual aspect as far as like directly, what is such a wonderful turn on? Mental stimulation. It's something about when you just sit in there and the environment is comfortable and you're just connecting with that person. And everything is in sync. It just clicks. It's something about mental stimulation that is just as powerful as a physical picture sent to your phone or video. And that's something that I really noticed that really brings about the best of encounters. Mental stimulation. It's incredible. Let's keep on rocking out. I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and go.
Medium guys.
Medium guys are weird.
No, if you know, you know. There's some guys in the hood that are medium. You know what I mean? They might not be the finest man, but his swag is right. He might dress well and he might smell good. Mm-hmm. He medium now. Like he look good.
Smell good.
Yeah. Medium.
So y'all don't like guys that are particularly good looking with big penises?
Listen,
I do.
Let's talk to Tink about the penis size.
But I feel it.
Do you like super big? Do you like
peep game? Hold on. I apologize. I had to sneeze. I want you peep game. What Angela Yee? Again, she gonna be Angie. She gonna be Angie, right? So notice how every time she brings up whatever it is that is supposed to be of the attractive qualities, looks. I honestly would say this is why a lot of people don't even take time to try to find themselves. Look at and listen to all the messages we continuously get. Chase the bag, right? Chase that new body, right? Mm-hmm. Chase that career. I never hear no one say it, so I'll say it. I'll kick it off. Chase you. When you chase you, everything else in life follows. Period. Chase yourself. Chase what it is that you're destined to be. Chase what it is that you are truly talented at. Your craft, your gifts, your skills, and what it is that you have to offer will always be of true value. And when you're of true value, you're always in demand. Do you know what women love? A man who is in demand. A dude that people actually look forward to receiving services from. Put yourself in position. You won't be able to keep them off you. I promise you. Let's keep on rocking out.
Like medium?
I like super big. I feel like less than medium.
Why?
Nah.
Not less than. Okay,
I like
medium
super big. I'm a tall girl.
No, she said she like super big.
Ooh, I'm gonna get past this little part because I'm a guy. It ain't no women up here with me right now. Nothing personal, but yeah, let's just get past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Want to start a Morningwood OnlyFans?
All right, so boom, let's get past all that.
A lot of guys be afraid to even approach.
There we go. All right, let's get back to regular conversation because we keep it peaceful on this side. All right, respect to you all. I'm gonna let this play for a moment.
damn, I really got to come correct.
Especially with
All
this
the
album.
time. I feel like guys have like the opinion about me, and a lot of guys be afraid to even approach a girl like me because I'm so strong-minded.
Mm-hmm.
So they always, they always have their doubts, or they'll come and think I'm like this mean ass, stubborn woman. And I'm like, no, I'm just, just be speaking truth.
But you kind of are, because I remember when Young Berg,
Angela, I mean,
he did say that he was very standoffish when he was going to work with you.
I feel like in the music world, I have to be a little more. It's not even right. You have to be guarded. So I might not have been bubbly as soon as.
Absolutely. Why is that? Have you not seen what the normal and what the typical view is? Usually, I'm sorry, I got heartburn. Okay. Usually speaking, when a woman is guarded, a lot of times, fellas, we would consider that to be, what's that word? Masculine. There's also something called acting accordingly. Now, let's think about it. My brother, have you ever been in a circumstance, environment where your typical, really, really tough, strong, you toned it down, and you was just more laid back and chill? There they go, messing again. Hold on. There we go. Messing with the live again. Let me see something. Yeah, they messing with the live. But my brother, have you ever been in a circumstance where you had to go ahead and chill? Okay, so apparently, hold on. I think my Instagram. Yeah, if you're on Instagram, come on over to the YouTube side. All right, so. Anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. So have you ever been in a circumstance, fellas, where you didn't change who you were? You're still exactly who you are. And you won't allow nobody to get you twisted truly on who you are. But you just, in that moment, in that circumstance, you acted accordingly. What is that called? Survival skills. Because I know for a fact that my people have been placed in such harsh circumstances, decades, centuries, you name it, right? We've always had to move and act accordingly. Everything she's talking about, that's nothing new. She's speaking about it in a more modern sense, a today's page, because she's here today. There's endless footage, endless discussions of you going back, and our great grandmothers and aunts and so on and so forth, and grandfathers, all of that, uncles, cousins, had the same discussions, having to move accordingly. The fact is that I'm trying to make sure that we know that a lot of this stuff isn't necessarily new. It's just in the modern form. Let's keep on listening to the video. Let me see. I just want to make sure everything. Okay, bet. I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you all for tuning in once again. The time right now is 10:45 p.m. East Coast Standard Time.
He met me because I was worried about business. I'm thinking about, the record I got to write. So that's all that was, y'all. I'm really a laid back, chill individual. I love to turn up, kick it. But when it comes to business, I can be a little, straightforward and focused. That's it.
So how can a guy approach you if they're listening right now? Are you single?
Be yourself. It's really.
Yeah. What's your relationship status?
I'm figuring things out right now, and
focus on the music.
Focused on the music.
You gotta save your soul, girl.
You know what's crazy? I didn't realize. Let me see if I can. No, I'm gonna pull it up when I push play. I didn't realize how many times I actually was viewed as somebody like, you know what I'm saying, like all the way in a relationship or married. I've had many times where, where's your wedding ring? Yeah, why don't you wear it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm not married. And it's crazy how the world, my point in saying that is this. We have a world filled with folks who definitely know that dating apps are at an all-time high, right? Dating apps, all of these things. So you'll find somebody who is looking for love in a world that is built around being single. But in the same breath, it's the same world that's built around speak about the love, but you don't ever really have to work truly towards it. I can't think of nothing I've done that's been of anything substantial, and I didn't have to hit one of these a couple times. I didn't have to hit it quick, you know. Let me just step down and come back. Anything that I've ever accomplished that I can actually say, you know what, I am really proud of myself because of that. I promise you, I was up late. I denied myself certain, I guess, pleasures I normally would do because I had to stay focused. Like I real deal just kept going at it. And then you know what, one day, I just had it. And you know what's wild? To this very day, decades later, I still got it. Because I went at it. I kept going for it. Let's listen to what Tink is saying too. Let's go.
Figuring things out, staying focused.
Save your soul.
Yeah. So if somebody did want to approach you, what is the best way?
Be yourself, y'all. I'm so down to earth. I like when people are normal, and you know what I mean? When people do the most, that's when you kind of get afraid. Like, you know, I can't trust, or you know what I'm saying? You never know what to expect with you. Be yourself, you know, a nice hello. Mm-hmm. How you feeling? Simple conversations. Yeah, I like the human.
Because how can they even get to you though?
And that's the thing, we kind of have to cross paths. Yeah. I'm always working, and you know, you get to a certain point, you can't just pop out at every club, every nightclub. So I'm always working. I have to cross paths with you.
Can we see your DMs?
You know what I wonder too? I wonder about that. It's crazy she said that. She actually popped. Does anybody know, or I mean, because I'm sure it has happened. Has anybody ever found their wife that they're still with in a loving relationship, let's say 10 years later from the club? I always wondered that. Did anybody find their true love at the club, dancing to one hop, slide to the right, crisscross?
No, I'm kidding.
Angela.
I'm kidding, but I'm not. If you're gonna show us.
That caught me off guard. I didn't know that was
toxic.
He's crazy.
That's toxic.
I have a question. Does a guy that you date, or the next guy, I don't know what your situation is now, but does he have to be in this industry? What kind of guy are you open to?
Yeah, I was just talking about this. I'm a little afraid of men in the industry right now.
Why?
I'm a little afraid just because of the opinions. You know, you have to deal with 1 million people.
I got you, sis. I got you. Diddy's parties. It's too many of you niggas that I'm so disappointed. Man, them files, I'm so disappointed. But outside of that, on some real talk, the fact is this: we all know when it comes to that type of world, let's be for real. Like, even if we took it to the relationship status spaces that we all roam in, right? Don't a lot of us as men, a lot of times, right? Hold on, boom. Don't a lot of times we say this? Hey, well, if this man makes this amount of money, if this man has, if he's a millionaire, then he's going to have multiple women. Okay. So if that man is going to have multiple women, and this is something that we will say out loud, then why would most people going into the industry, knowing that all of the things we know about it, feel anything comfortable with it? You know what I always said to myself? I shit you not. And folks told me that it wouldn't work, and I'm crazy for saying it. I said, now this is back when I was doing music real tough, right? It's back when I was doing music real tough. I remember I said to my brother, me and my brother was riding in the car, and I was saying to him, I'm like, you know what? Man, we ever make it? Because he was asking me, he said, hey, we get big out there. What celebrity hottie you gonna mess with? And I'll never forget riding in that car, and I said, not near one. He said, what? I said, no. I said, because I already know that whatever my status is, it's going to be enough attention. I don't want to double that by adding somebody who has just as much, if not more. Like, I don't want to be the ASAP Rocky to the Rihanna. No. I said, bro, I'm just going to go ahead and get me I don't know. Hopefully she can be somebody that's just not known. And then he said, nah, that ain't going to work. I said, why? Because if she's not on the same level as you, then he gave me the whole celebrity talk about how if that person isn't on the same level as you financially, status wise, then they'll bring you down. So you have to be with somebody who is just as big and everything else. And I'm like, bull. Nah, I'm good. And so to land it on that, I do get how she's saying, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, see what it is as far as like just focus on the career and the industry people that can be poison. You know what it's like? Don't work with your own coworkers. Period. It's like, you know how people say, no, I don't work, don't work with I'm sorry. Don't date your coworkers. Excuse me. Don't date your coworkers. Let's rock out.
And just also because I know like men with, status, it come with a whole lot of baggage and a whole lot of side women, a whole lot of groupies, and dealing with that, you have to be prepared for that, and it's a lot.
So would you date a regular guy?
I surely would. Okay. I have no problem with a regular guy.
But a regular guy could have all that too, though.
Absolutely.
You're
and
right.
they could
That's
also feel intimidated, because they could also be so intimidated by you that they do things because they feel like not on that level.
No, you're right. And And like Mano said, they also can have the same baggage, side women, DMs, and be on the same mess. So,
but I'll say this: if you date somebody in the industry, you're going to end up on the Jasmine brand. If you date somebody that works,
shout out to the Jasmine brand.
But if you date somebody regular that has side chicks, is likely not going to. There's a possibility.
Come on.
Again, like, this is crazy. No, I mean, I'm not faulting anything. I'm just, when I continuously hear, side chicks might have this going on, that going on. It's the craziest thing. This is why people are so very much so either completely driven away from doing it and or have a very, let's say, grim vision of what truly a relationship can consist of. I'm going to be that one to point out, listen to what's talked about the most, like side chick, check the phone. If you look in the phone, don't get mad. You know what it is. They're messing with me. Let me pull it down. All of these things. The main thing that I'm really focused on, that I'm saying right now, is this is a typical, average, everyday discussion. This right here, everything being said, this is all in the nail salons. This is all in the barber shops. This is all in the workspaces. This is in the YouTube spaces. It's in the Facebook, the Instagram, everything else, you name it. Anywhere where you can have a discussion about relationships, exactly what they're talking about is something that you can find that's so extremely common. We really are desensitized to what it is that we hear. As somebody who is always, I guess you can say, had that step back. I ain't really been in the mix all like that. So I'm listening with like a very neutral and, okay, all right, so this is what's going on type here. And so I get it. I get it now. I get it. It's a lot of talk about how messed up things are. Let's keep going. My bad, y'all. I had no idea the video wasn't up. I didn't know I was on mute just now. Forgive me for that. I apologize dearly. I had the video playing the whole time. Oh man, I'm so sorry. So sorry about that. Let's keep on going. I digress. My mic is muted. Let me make sure. Boom, boom. Okay, everything's set. Forgive me.
Can't just pop out at every club, every nightclub. So I'm always working. I have to cross paths with you.
Can we see your DMs? No, I'm kidding.
Angela.
I'm kidding, but I'm not. If you're gonna show us.
That caught me off guard. I didn't know that was
That's
toxic.
toxic.
He's great.
That's
Tink,
toxic.
I have a question. Does a guy that you date, or the next guy, I don't know what your situation is now, but does he have to be in this industry? What kind of guy are you open to?
Yeah, I was just talking about this. I'm a little afraid of men in the industry right now.
Why?
I'm a little afraid just because of the opinions. You know, you have to deal with 1 million people watching you and telling you about your relationship. And just also because I know, like, men with, you know, status, it come with a whole lot of baggage and a whole lot of side women, a whole lot of groupies, and, you know, dealing with that, you have to be prepared for that, and it's a lot.
So would you date a regular guy?
I surely would.
Okay.
Now, I've always wondered, what is the thing about, like, now I get it, as far as the more money you have, the more options you have, the more substantiated you are, the more everything is around you. I'm curious. Is it really beneficial to gain? I'm talking to the men. Is it really beneficial to gain all of that wealth and acquire everything just to go everywhere and just blow it? And just throw it everywhere, or be in court 24/7, have to pay off this woman to be quiet? Is that really the reason why we accumulate wealth? Again, majority of what it is that I want to address is primarily, you know, addressing and speaking to the men, because I love the discussion that the sisters are having, although we know the whole discussion is called Tink Speaks Toxic Backstory. This is dope as shit. Let's keep on going.
I have no problem with a regular guy.
But a regular guy could have all that too, though.
Absolutely.
You're right.
And they could also feel intimidated, because they could also be so intimidated by you that they do things because they feel like not on that level.
No, you're right. You're right. And like Mano said, they also can have the same baggage, side women, DMs, and be on the same mess. So,
but I'll say this: if you date somebody in the industry, you're going to end up on the Jasmine brand. If you date somebody that
shout out to the Jasmine brand.
But if you date somebody regular that has side chicks, it's likely not going to. There's a possibility.
Come on, that's
but
it.
It's likely not going to end up like in the media. That's all.
It's not public.
So it's cool that it doesn't end up in the media.
Not saying it's cool,
but it still happens because it still matters of the heart. You still wants to feel the same pain.
This interview is for Tink, so let's direct that to her.
It does make it easier when it's not on the blogs. It makes it easier for you to fix things, right?
You can work,
but when it's a celebrity,
exactly.
When it's a celebrity, everybody's like, "Oh, this person cheated," and then everyone knows, and then somebody gonna screenshot it, put it up.
Yeah.
But sometimes you could deal with things better if it's not in the public eye.
People in her social circle would know.
But we're not gonna write about it if the guy works at such and such.
Yeah,
but
nobody would know, and that helps you sleep. Like, man, knowing that 1,000 people in your business. That make the situation so much worse.
It feels like you're very private too when it comes to your personal life.
Yes, I've always been private, and I feel like that's how we keep our peace, man. You got to save something for home, and you know, save something, you know, for yourself.
So, in particular, on this album, is there any songs on here that?
Definitely want to tap in on that part right there. You know, the number one reason why privacy is such a huge thing? Because everybody wants to see you fall. It's a real thing. Everybody wants to see you fall. So you have to be very, very careful with the direction and angle that you take with these things. You can be successful in this whole, but the fact is that there are so many people that want to see your complete demise. And I'm talking about your overall happiness. And is it really the people? No, it is the otherworldly entities that don't want anything of you to be of light and of progress. And you always have to remember that. It's not necessarily the people. It's just that the interactions a lot of times will come in human form. Whenever you actually get to that point and you get it and you see like how interactions with us as people is real different, then you get it that it's never going to be the same with one person or the next. Let's keep going.
I know you said some of it was you were thinking like, do I need to edit this? Is this going to be a problem? What songs do you get most emotional when you have to perform?
Speaking like all my records, thinking about all the songs. You know what? I still get emotional off of "Treat Me Like Somebody." That's like probably my biggest song. Ooh. Off the new albums, though, I would say I know I'm gonna get emotional performing "Fake Love." You know, I wrote that record all by myself, and it was just like one of those songs. Like, you know, I might have shed a tear or two after I cut it, and you know, because I was reflecting on some real shit. So "Fake Love," I know it's gonna choke me up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of opened it up with that one too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like off the top.
I wanted to set the tone on this album right and let them know, like, you know, we're not playing on this album.
And I think those songs always hit the hardest when you get emotional.
Exactly. And that's what I know is going to touch the world. Like if I'm crying in the car playing it, you know, you got to play your shit in the car. I've had a couple, you know, trips where I just started crying off my music. And that's when I know.
Now, when you're making love to your slow songs,
making love
to slow songs, do you play your own music ever?
I have before, but I didn't like it.
Why didn't you like it?
You know what? Because I'm so critical.
Man, you know what's crazy? You know what's so crazy? I remember I had I guess it was just like a shindig we were doing. And I was like, you know, one of the, I guess you can say, honored guests. And they wanted to play my music a lot. So it was like one or two or so songs. I'm like, all right. But like in that moment, being around people, being around everybody and stuff, I didn't even want to play my own music. I didn't. You know what's wild? The most when I play my music is when I was in the car to myself. Like, and it primarily was to really listen deep, to get a keen ear for what it is that I need to improve on, do more of this, turn that down, whatever it is. But let's keep going.
I went into the mindset like a producer or an artist, and I started thinking about, man, that note should have been longer. I wish I put a verse at the end. I started critiquing my music
while you were
in the moment, and it wasn't it.
Yeah, messing up the concentration.
You feel me? Yeah, it wasn't it.
You stroking it. You like, hold up.
This is in my mind.
So you have listened to your music while you're being intimate before.
I have, but I didn't care for that.
And with that being said, we're just going to take a quick commercial break. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Let's go ahead and rock out.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Steve Harvey saying, oh, you host everything. I don't give a damn. I'm a host every damn thing. Yeah, you damn right I host everything. I host all that. I host your damn birthday party. I don't give a damn. See, God has blessed me. God has blessed me. God talks to me every day. He says, Steve, I said, what, God? What? Why? Where? Huh? And he blesses me. I don't give a damn. I'm going to host my own funeral. You damn right. As soon as I'm dead, I'm going to get out the casket and say, I'm hosting this. I host everything. That's right. I'm proud of it. Keep it up.
All right. Let's go ahead and get back to it. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. Thank you all for tuning in to Smitty's Corner. The time right now is 11:10 p.m. East Coast Standard Time.
You ever had sex and then went and was like, I got to write this right now? Like, had a feeling come over you?
Yeah, maybe like the next day. Not in the moment.
Okay.
Maybe the next day.
You know how flattered a guy would be if you was in bed having sex and then right after you was like, man, this was so good. I got to write.
You know he want credit for it, whoever it is.
Oh, yes, they all want some credit.
And you're going on tour.
I am, Angela. Thanks for everything tour. Starting in April, the end of March, I'm going on tour. And I want all my, my real day one fans to pop out because this is for y'all. I'm telling everybody, thank you for the support. The ladies are going to be there, y'all. Get your tickets, New York, Chicago, wherever you at, get your tickets.
Now, let me get your opinion on something that happened at the Division show. Did you see the girl that got up on the stage and was dancing with Daniel? And she was like grinding her.
She said I did.
So the guy that wrote whatever post, it wasn't really her man, but let's just say she was in a relationship. And she got up on that stage, it was, bending over, grinding. And some people are like, look, she's just living her best life. It's no big deal. But some people were very critical. Like, if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't do something like that. What are your thoughts?
I mean, if you're in a relationship, you gotta respect your man or respect your lady, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, y'all, she had a concert. She might be, this might be the biggest artist to her. She's the biggest fan is. And it wasn't serious, was it?
Right. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was entertainment.
What, Mano?
I can see it from both sides.
Mano's so tight.
If we in a relationship, I just don't think that would be appropriate. Being that you in a relationship and then what? You got to come back and just...
But it's a good topic. There's two different perspectives. There's Tink, who is like, look, she's carefree, she's having a good night. And then there's Mano, who is, that's my woman. That's
my girl, man.
You're not respecting the relationship.
I see it from both angles.
So I like that.
If she didn't leave with him, she didn't go home with him that night. She didn't even probably didn't even know he was gonna do that on stage.
She might wanted to.
Listen, you don't know what she.
On.
She didn't communicate that. City Girls up 200 points. Let's ride with Tink.
Yeah, it's division,
Yeah, it's division.
Okay. Yeah, she could have been like, babe, I got a headache.
She didn't.
Now, let me ask you this: as an artist, when you're performing and you see everybody with their phones just doing that and not being in the moment, how does it affect you as a performer? Because we were also watching like what happened with Chris Brown, where the girl was like getting the lap dance, but she was like filming while she was on stage. And it's like, girl, be in the moment. But for you as an artist, when you see people doing that, on one hand, it's like they love me, they're capturing this, but at the other hand, you're like, just enjoy this.
Yeah, I think it's a part of the new era we in. Like, we got to get past it. We be prepared for people to have a phone on you at all times. I would never get mad at somebody or, throw a phone. I would never do that.
You're not going to talk.
I would never toss a phone. It's just the new era we in, y'all. Everything is online and digital. People want to have memories. So,
okay.
I'm cool.
And for you, just the path that you've been in, what would you say to up and coming newer artists, right? Because I feel like where you are now, this is who Tink really is. But sometimes people try to like fit into what they feel like audiences want.
Yes.
So what type of advice would you give to artists now who...
Excuse me. All right. This right here definitely has been a dope ass discussion. I really do appreciate being able to have the time to sit back because, I just like to sit back sometimes and just experience what it is somebody else is doing. Now, this is something I want to play real quick because I want us to keep this in mind. So I want to touch in on this very briefly because it came across my timeline. I played it before, but let's touch back in.
I know you're not here in front of me, but some of y'all might respond with, well, I'm a bartender, I'm in sales, I'm a college student, athlete, rock climber, runner, whatever. No, I'm not asking what you do. I'm asking, who are you? Well, then you might tell me, well, I was born in Ohio or I was born in London. I'm from New York. No, I'm not asking you where you're from. I'm asking, who are you? Well, then you might respond with, well, I'm Hispanic or I'm Black, white, Asian, Mexican, American, maybe I'm German, whatever. No, I'm not asking your nationality or your ethnicity. I'm asking, who are you on the deepest level? Then you really start to think, well, shit, who am I? Try to describe yourself without mentioning what you do for a hobby, a career, or where you live, your nationality or ethnicity. I think we should all take time to look in the mirror and ask ourselves that question.
All right. Definitely, most definitely. Who are you exactly? And the reason why I love that short piece right there is because it really does speak a lot to what it is that I advocate deeply. Who are you? And what is it that you consist of? When you figure out your purpose, everything else falls into place. I thank you all for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. I'll sign us off with something briefly. And I digress. My mic is muted. Respect to you all. Thank you.